Hi everybody, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost, and today we're using up some more book pages, and we're going to be making a very simple no-sew journal. And this is going to be very simple and basic in design, but very easy for anybody to master before you know it. Okay, so let's take a peek at prototype. Here is the prototype, and I've covered this one in fabric and lace, and we can do that too on this one if you like, but I'll give you a little peek-see. So inside I used up some very thin medical dictionary book pages. Just had a bunch of those laying around, and I thought it would be kind of fun to do this. So as you'll notice, this little journal lays very flat with each page open, which makes it very user-friendly. I've put different things on the inside so you can just get an idea of how to decorate it differently. Some spaces for notes, some collaging, some decorating with the liquid pearls, stamping, clusters, cutouts from, this was a picture from a child's book, another picture from the same book, another cluster, different things, more stamping. I just want to give you a random idea of what you could put in the journal as options. You can tailor it as you like. A little piece of fabric, another cluster. Okay. And there we have the back, another little liquid pearls drawing. And here is the back. Here's the front. And here's how this journal operates. It operates on the concept of, it's a tuck-in basically. It's sort of a traveler's journal style, but it's not the same size, and it doesn't attach with the elastic thingy. But basically it is a slip in and a slip out. So what we are going to do is create the very first page tucks in here, and the very last page tucks in here. And that way it always lays nice and flat, and this can be removed and replaced with another section of this journal. I would say these would be considered mini journals. As far as the strength of them, this type of binding obviously won't work with a very heavy text block in the center because it would just fall out. But I would say for small to mini-sized journals, like tiny to mini-sized journals, this works very well. And this particular the page size that I'm using here is 6.5 by 4.5, if you wanted to know. And I'll just put this little guy over here, but he's very cute and very fun. You know, it's funny how you sit down to make something and you get distracted by a scrap, and the next thing you know, you're making something completely different. That's sort of what happened this morning. Okay, so let me just sit down here and see if I can still see. Okay, so basically for this journal, I'm using very thin book pages. And the reason why I'm not too worried about that is because I'm going to be gluing them together. And you can use thicker book pages. These are some of those old dictionary pages that are really thin. If you get those, that's awesome. If not, you can use other pages as well. The technique will work for any type of page. It's just I happen to need to blow through a bunch of these, if you know what I mean. Okay. So I just grabbed a little stack, and some of them are half attached to each other still, and we're going to use that to our advantage. So the initial idea is we are going to be folding these pages in half, but a little tip on how to fold them in half more efficiently, faster, and faster basically is see how they come in little clumps? Sometimes the signatures just let them go in little clumps. I would grab a stack, and I would fold them all at once. Now what you want to do is just make sure your edges align, hold it, and then it's not going to align perfectly. You kind of want to cheat it a little bit. And the good news about this is it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but it's better if it's kind of darn close. Okay? All right. You can use the text lines to see how close you are off the mark. Now this is going to give you the major fold, but we're going to have to reinforce this fold a little bit, but at least that gets us started. So we'll start with this clump, and you can make your little mini journal as many or as few pages as you want. This might be a standalone, or it might be a little fat to tuck into a journal, or you could tuck it onto the outside or the front of a journal, something like that, or maybe tuck it into the back of a journal if there's extra room back there, or maybe in between signatures if there's extra room there. So okay, step one, we folded a clump of pages in half. That was our first very highly technical step. Now we're just going to go ahead and separate these pages from each other And I'm just going to use a bunch of these. We'll see how many we actually get through. Oh, warning, this video is probably going to be a two-parter just because it's a little bit more, we're going to have to do the guts of the journal and the cover. So I don't know when the 30 usually cuts me off around 30 minutes or so, 33 minutes, but it's likely going to be a two-parter. So just watch for that. I don't want to rush through it because I'll goof something up. I don't know. Okay, we'll just carry on. We're just separating our pages. And this is easy so far, right? Can you see? Okay, there we go. Let me know. Okay. All right, almost done here. Oh, just tearing these apart, separating them up, getting everybody in their little organized cabanas. All right, there you go. We're all set. All right, now what you're going to do is just fold these up quicker because they're easier to fold now that they have a primary crease. You don't have to be fussing around so much. You could probably do 2 or 3 of these at the same time too. Let's do 5. Okay. Yeah, there we go. And let's do we'll just break this into 2 chunks. Yeah, these are very thin pages, so they're easier to work with. And you'll find you'll massage it a little bit as you go along. You'll be recreasing things and stuff. Okay, so what you want to do is you're going to separate all of these, and then we're going to orient ourselves as to up and down, and you're going to make a decision onto what way you want your journal pages to go. Do you want the spine to be at the top of the journal, or do you want this edge with the little cutouts to be at the bottom of the journal or the top of the journal? And somebody asked me about these before, but these are from the dictionary pages, these little cutouts. I didn't put them there. They came that way. So it's kind of cute, though. I think it lends itself to the original novelty of the old dictionary pages. All right, we're separating all these. Separating. Okay. All right, just putting those in a little pile. Okay, I snuck away and I snuck back and I finished the separating part. All right, so you can see about how many I have on average there. And I have all my little red ends on this end, all on the same side, and all my little spine ends on that side. I'm not worried about the rough surface or anything, but I'm just going to give them one final crease all together, and that pretty much handles that. Then you're all nice and super creased. Okay, so now the big decision is top or bottom. What's going to be what? When you open the pages, do you want them to look this way, or do you want them to look this way? And since I did the last one this way, I'm going to try and do this one this way. Okay. Next decision is which ones do you want to have your first page and which one do you want to have as your last page? And these are all pretty much in the middle. I mean, this, I happen to just sort of get the beginning of the dictionary, so I put that in the front, and then there was this notes on the use of this book at the back, so I used that for the back. But here it's sort of, doesn't matter. So I'm just going to start. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to take our art glitter glue, yes, and we're going to glue these pages together. So we have our nice crease, and I'm going to put the little cutouts at the top, and I'm just going to put some glue down, and we're going to glue them together. And this is going to give us a stronger page, and that's going to increase, because these are very thin book pages. So you kind of want to go close to the edges, but you don't have to fret about it on this one. For some reason, it sort of just works out. Okay, got that? All right, so now we have this. Now we want to make sure the openings are all to the left. And then we align. Now the alignment, the most important thing is, and it's not, you don't have to be exact science here, but just get the spine aligned and the rest should pretty much align on its own. The spine in the bottom, and then the rest sort of finds its way. And then we're just going to do a bunch of these together. And then I will do some off camera because this will take a few minutes, but we'll do 5 of them so you can see the process. Okay, I've got it so it opens to the left. All right, and then I'm putting it down, aligning my little spine, checking. We have a second or two with this glue, and then we just fan it out and everything should be fine. Yeah, okay, all right. Now we carry on. We're checking our spine is at the bottom. Or where it was. Okay, we're gluing again. And just do a couple more of these so you can see it. Whoop, doop, 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 doop. Okay. And there we go, aligning spine, spine alignment. It's always good when the spine is aligned in life, isn't it? Yeah, let me tell you. Boy, you got to sit up straight when you work at the craft table. No slouching. Your neck and shoulders and everything will be horrible. Make sure you consider, getting one of those stand-up desks if you can get that, or you just like pile stuff on your desk so that you're working at a stand-up space. That helps sometimes when stuff is right in front of your eyes as opposed to you always looking down. You can get the old crafter crick neck. I know I don't have to tell you, you know exactly what I mean. You're like, oh yeah, you would have got that. No problem, too late. Okay. So yeah, that's helped me a lot. I have one of these desks that goes up and down so you can stand at it or sit on it. And I thought, I kept telling my husband, I don't need that. That's silly. And he's like, oh, you're going to love it if you get it. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, okay. Finally, my neck and back was hurting me one day and I got it. And I'm really glad I did. It's just, might want to put that on the holiday list. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or just create one. Just put like a stand of something on it. Yeah. So you can raise yourself up. That's what I did originally. And that actually worked for a while. And everything is opening to the left. All right, so I'm just going to go do these and I'll be right back. Okay, so I think I have enough glued together for demonstration purposes. So my little journal is about that fat and the spine is about that wide. You can do it a little bit wider. I wouldn't go super wide with these. You don't want to make a super heavy structure just because it's a very thin book page and you want to maintain integrity. Very important. Okay, so now we go and we test, make sure that we have not glued together any pages. Sometimes the glue seeps a little at the top and the bottom. So you just want to make sure that everything unfolds nicely. And here we go, checking. So you can see that the white glue is a wet glue. Always remember that. White glue is wet glue. But that will all dry clear, so we're not worried about that. Okay. We are fearless. Yes. Reckless abandon, reckless abandon. Yeah, I had no idea I was going to make this today, and I have my long list of ideas, and then, yeah, I literally just sat down and started playing with the paper, and next thing you know, here we go, down that rabbit hole. Okay, but I thought maybe it was time. I'm getting a few requests for how to make the actual journal part, and I'm just a little bit nervous about doing a whole journal thing. I will, it's coming. It's just, I have to learn how to create and be careful with my stuff because I tend to, now this whole thinking, talking, and recording and making the stuff, I can get distracted pretty easily, and I want to make sure that I make good high quality stuff for the journals that I sell. I want to make sure that everything is nicely done. So, I have my little internal battle with that. I'll get around it and we'll get one out, so don't worry. We'll do a video on it. I just have to keep thinking on it a bit. Okay. Okay, so all the pages seem to be separated very easily, no problem. And the book already lays very flat, which is very nice. Okay, so now we're going to reinforce our front and back pages because they are such thin pages and they are going to be inserted into the cover. So I picked out this cardstock and I thought that would work well. So I am going to use my little cheater measure trick here with pencil, just checking to see where I want it to go. How about here and here? All right, so I'm going to cut two of these. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and we're going to be inking around these. And I'm not going to round the edges on these because I want the extra added structure to the back panel and the front panel so that it has something to grab onto well. The cover, it can slide into the cover nicely and grab on well. Okay, around the world, there we go. All right. Boop. Okay, you over there. All right. Okay, so we have this, and that's going to be placed here. And we're just going to glue you down around the world. Big X, and if you need more, a circle. Okay. There, I'm going to get it close to the edge because I want the edge to have sturdiness. Okay? Flip over, and you could actually make these the full size of the front and back page. That would probably be a better idea, but too late now. Okay. X and around. It's actually going to be just fine. But it would give you a better integrity that way. Okay, there we go, right up to the little button up against the little edge there. Okay, so now our front and back flaps are sturdier so they can be inserted easily inside the journal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just ink up the rest of the edges of my papers because I think that would look cute, and I'm just going to do that now before I go any further. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, this is my last page of inking, and I'm into cheater inking mode because I've been inking for about 7 hours now. Not really, but yeah, this is cheater inking. But, you know, the wonderful thing about inking is that it hides a myriad of little errors. Or if you have like dye on your fingers and you're doing this, and when you ink everything, it just sort of masks all of that. That's why I do it, honestly. But not everybody inks, and I'm really in awe of the non-inkers because, you know, more power to you. You guys really have clean hands and that kind of stuff. I mean, I start with clean hands, but it just never ends up that way. Okay, whoa, all right, back you go. Okay, so we are all inked, all the pages are inked inside, and I even inked along the back because this is removable, so they will see the back and they will see the flaps. And okay, so now we're gonna build the cover, and what a great opportunity again to use some junk mail. And I have this lovely thing from Wayfair. Thank you very much, Wayfair, for sending this lovely piece of cardstock to me. And this is one of those that does this. It's a little openy, foldy, flappy, and it's about the thickness of cardstock, and it's perfect because it has a trained spine in it already, and I think I'm going to use that to my advantage. And that's what I did with the other one as well. You don't have to do that. You could just you know, put a fold in it and train the fold and make it be a nice little fold. So I'm going to put this in here, okay, and it rests very nicely inside. See, no problem. And now to measure how long, I want to be a little bit bigger than. There's my little guy is awake. I want a peanut, and I want it right now. I'm just going to measure. I'm going to leave a little bit at the top, and I'm going to leave a little bit at the bottom. So I'm just going to go cut that, and I'm going to I should mark that too. I'm going to cut. Okay, how about there? Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got my little cover all cut out. How cool is that? Very nice, huh? Okay, we'll do a little test run. Everybody's fitting just where they should. Very nice, very nice. And we can always trim that. So better to go a little bigger than a little smaller. Okay, so now we're gonna work on designing our cover. And I thought I picked out some fabrics here. Thought might be fun to use. I thought I would use this for the outside. It's like a linen. I just came across at the Goodwill, actually. It was just a nice piece sitting there, and I thought, oh, nab it. And this came from the St. Vincent de Paul in the fabric bulk section, and I thought that would be nice to line the inside with. And for this particular thing, I would say if you're going to use junk mail, you want to make sure that your fabric is opaque, that you cannot see through it, or else if you like the see-through thing, that's fine too. But I did notice that with this one, you can still see some of the words through. And if you don't want that to happen, and I even backed it with a piece of white cotton on the inside, but it still shows through. So I'm going with thicker or more opaque this time. So I'm just going to glue this down, and then I'm going to trim it. Yep, and I'm going to use Fabrifix. I cracked open a new bottle. Yes, I did. Feeling very bold. All right. Going around 2 mountains, a couple X's, a couple circles. A little more coverage here is good because you don't want this lifting. X I didn't put, okay. And just kind of look for the empty zones. And it's probably a good idea to use the finger tool here. Just quickly smoosh it down. Need more here, I can feel a dry patch. All right, and this glue does give you a second or two to do what needs to be done in the land of glue. All right, there we go. Oh. All right, okay. Now, I'm gonna turn this upside down and then I'm gonna lay this down on it. Okay, all right, there we go. Just gonna leave a little furry edge on the side so I have something to work with in case I need to. Okay. All right. This is gonna be a very basic, very simple easy construction. There's many fancier ways to do the journal and the cover, but I just want to show you super basic, easy, so that you can get one done in a day and just go play and have some fun. Can't be making journals all day, right? We can. Okay, I take that back. All right, let me use the pinking shears because, okay, this is why we use pinking shears. If you don't know, it's because it helps the fraying on the edge of the fabric stop. So there still will be a little bit, and with handling that will happen, but it does help prevent that. Now, if you are a seamstress, you can run around and sew this on as well. That's a nice touch. This looks very pretty. And you can also trim this shorter if you feel it's a little long the first pass. Okay. Now I know I pinked here and I didn't pink here. I'm not worried about it. You can do it so you can pink it all around if you want. Or you could tear. Tearing is an awesome option with the fabric. So you could do that too. That gives a very nice edge. Okay, so that's going to be the inside. And this is going to be the outside. So basically, I'm going to do the same darn thing. All right, so here we go. Let's find a nice piece. Oh, here's one. There we go. Okay, well, let's get some design on you. All right, that's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, pick a different piece. Here's a nice piece. Okay. We'll go with you. Okay, so you're the piece I'm going to use. Let me lay the glue down. Fabrifix is awesome glue for gluing fabric. It's a silicone-based glue. It's not a wet glue. It still can mark some fabrics if they're super thin or sheer or delicate. That's why I like to smudge them with my finger underneath, because that helps reduce the possibility of that, although it's not a huge problem with Fabrifix, whatever this stuff is. Yeah, I think I got mine on eBay. Smearing. Now this one, I'm putting a decent amount of glue down. I really want this to hold well. It's going to increase the strength of the journal. It's going to increase the integrity of the spine of the journal. This journal will not come apart because it has a fabric spine that's all one piece. And I have at my, I'm so organized today. You guys would be so proud of me. I got scissors at 3 o'clock and glue was at 3 o'clock. Now it's migrated over to 11. Okay, we do our best, right? Okay, so we got to get this down. All right, so let's pick a nice piece and we'll just place it. Okay, and then we go squish, 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 highly technical. So even there you can still see through a little bit. So if that, you find that's an issue, just lay down like, you know, a layer of this down before you put this down. And if you want an extra cushy feel to your journal, which is always nice, you can use all the what are those things called? You know, that stuff, that underlayment that you use under fabric. But often I use felt. That works really well. It gives a nice cushy feel to underneath the journal, and I've been very happy with it. Okay, so as we flip it over, now we can see where we're at. So I'm just going to run around and trim this. Okay. Just want to basically stay pretty close to where we were. Okay. Sort of redoing my little jagged edge here, but I'm not too worried about it. And like I said, you can do this more. There's a million fancier ways to do this, but we're just going basic today. And I'll show you fancier ways coming up, but we'll just do super basics today. Basics are fun too. They're very relaxing on the brain to do the basics. I like that. It's good to have a nice relaxed brain. Sometimes, you know, you don't always want to paint a Mona Lisa. You just want to, you know, paint a stick figure and have fun with it and just enjoy it for the process of doing it, as opposed to, you know, straining your brain too much sometimes. So we have to have, remember, the whole goal is to have fun. Have fun first and everything else comes after that. Okay. So there, cover done. All right, so now we're going to fold it and we're going to just check. And of course, with my great alignment here, I could probably trim that a little bit. Okay, and the little peeky through of the other background actually looks kind of cute, huh? Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so now we need to put in our little flaps. Quick reference to how we did it before. I put down cardstock in the back and then I put just a little flap on top. So that's what we're going to do. I have a piece of cardstock, so I am totally at the ready. Where are you, cardstock? Don't make me look bad. Where'd you go? Oh, hang on. Nope, not big enough. Hang on, let me get another one. All right, well, I found this one. I have no idea where that other one went. I swear I have little gremlins in here that run around and move things when I'm not looking. They're like, oh, she's going to do a video. Let's move stuff. That's completely what happens in here. I'm sure of it. Okay, we got the fold. So I know where that is, and I know how big I want this. So I want that to go there, and I want that to go there, and I'm going to cut 2 of these, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I cut out 2. One to go on either back, either the front and the back cover, and these are going to be the little flaps. So I'm going to go ahead and ink those up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I thought we'd do this last one together in case you want to, be involved in the thrill of watching me ink. Just going around the world here. I don't do anything really super fancy. I just go. All right, and there we go. So we've got those done, and we are going to glue these in place. I think I'm going to use Fabrifix for this because I want it to really grab, super grab. The art glitter glue will glue fabric, and it glues fabric very well actually, but it stays wetter longer. It's a wet glue, white glue. So you got a little drying time to deal with, and it can also, make your fabric go funky. A little, whoop, if it's a sheer fabric or something, but this is cardstock and that fabric is just, we're not going to see it, so. All right, okay, so now here we're kind of going in the center. Okay, this is not going to go to the edge the way this one went to the edge. This one's going to go in the center. And this is just a nice little back plate. And let's do this guy. And we're gluing. And we're gluing. And we're gluing. We're making our X. And we're going around the town. And we're good. Okay. I don't have to smush all this one because this is only cardstock, and that's why I'm not smushing with the finger, in case you were wondering. All right, in the middle there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, let's check where our fold is. Okay, fold is happy. Oh, this is looking really cute. Okay. All right. Finger tool. You can use a brayer here. You can use the edge of a ruler, bottom of your scissors. Okay, now we're going to put this here. And you want to make sure that it's going to fit. So do a test run first. Now you got your orientation. I'm going to have the little at the top and the spiny at the bottom. So I've already pre-decided that. And then I'm just going to slip this in here and hope that I can get this in and out. Yes, I can. So this is why I didn't glue the top and the bottom before, is because I made this just about the exact same size as this thing. If you want to be able to glue the top and the bottom, make sure you make your cover and these pieces a little bit wider. But I kind of like just the tuck in, tuck out. It's very quick and easy to operate. No muss, no fuss, like it. Okay, all right, let's put this down. Nice gobbledygook. All right, that's very good. And we'll put you down there. Okay, now we wait. And we're going to temporarily test just to see. I'm not going to get it stuck in the glue. I'm just going to give it like breathing space to see how far away I need to do the other one. Now remember, the Fabrifix gives you a few seconds to realign if you need to. So see how that's it's okay. This one would actually work, but I'm going to just translate this guy a little bit further this way, and that gives me more tuckage room. There we go. Okay, you want to make sure that your spine ends up in the middle. There we go. Are we in? Let's test. Let's close it, see where it lands. Yep, we're in. Okay, so that's good. So you, my little friend, and your little dog. Okay, here we go. Okay, is that good? I think so. All right, we're going to go for it and see what happens. I'm going to put this one down. Oh, yep. Okay, we're getting little dye daubs everywhere, and that's probably because I'm destroying a pad or a dauber, so watch out for that. Probably want to keep that stuff in good shape, unlike me. Okay, and we'll put this one way over here. Give ourselves lots of room. Okay, I'll just let you settle in place. And then we're going to do the big testaroo. Okay, everybody's folded here nicely. And we're going to do the tuck-in. All right. Come on. You in there. And we still have a little wiggle room if we need to, so let's go in there. All right. Okay. Now I'm just going to slam her shut and see what happens. That's what we're going to do. Okay. All right. It looked kind of hoggly-boggly when I did it the first time, and then when I slammed it shut to see what happens, it sort of righted itself. I don't know how to explain it, but everything just sort of fell into place. So if you did your cuts right, it should come out okay. And like I said, you do have a little wiggle room with the Fabrifix there. You can slide these back a little if you need to or something. And this is removable, and you just want to like test it to make sure it's not getting stuck in there. Oh, hang on. Yep. Okay, that's what you don't want. Yeah, we don't want that. Nope, get rid of those glue hairs. Okay, just test for that because that can happen. It happens all the time to me. Okay, I'm just going to migrate that out just a smidgy more. Okay, and that's where it's helpful to have this little outer ridge. Oh, it could be nice if I put you in frame. Outer ridge here, this little hangover fabric, because you can migrate onto that and use that. Okay, so there's ways to work around it. I'm just letting this glue dry. It's a little tacky, Okay, hang on. Okay, here's a little trick if you haven't seen this. If you got some tacky glue, if you have one of these little cornstarch pads for embossing and stuff, you just run that along the glue and that sort of takes away the sticky. And I've also heard you can use beeswax. I haven't tried that one, but I've heard that works too. Okay, so now my tacky is gone. Yay! Okay. All right, so we should be good to go here, and we are off and running to the, we're probably going to roll over to a second video right about now or in the next minute or two. So it'll be look at, I'm putting it in upside down. Remember, I was going to have the little divots at the top. Yep, double checking there. And, no, you're in the back. Okay, remember the easy thing to know where, because sometimes this happens, and you're like, where's my middle? Where's the thing? And you'll always be able to find it because you're going to have these two cards. And if you put them on the outsides, you're going to have a front and a back. And that's going to help you. All right. So in you go. And in you go. Very easy, right? Get in there. I always say that. Very easy, then something happens. Okay. There we go. So we're in. Are we in? Yeah, we're in. Okay, so now we get to decorate this guy, and we can do that in a myriad of ways. Okay, everybody's happy? And as you can see, it lays very flat, flatty, flat, flat. Somebody's bunching up here. Who's not playing with properly? Okay. All right, we'll just fold you a little more, see if you work that way. Yeah, folded. It's okay. Yeah, we're working. Okay, functioning. All systems go, Houston. Everything looks good. Okay, phew. All right. Okay, so now we get to decorate. How fun is that? All right, so got some ideas here, and we'll just go